Hi there. So in today's video, I'm going to show you where to track down a journalist in 2026. Now, finding journalists might sound tricky at first, but it's not as difficult or as mysterious as it might seem. Once you know where to look, it becomes so much easier. So if you want your story picked up, it really helps to know exactly who to reach out to and why you're reaching out to them in the first place. Sending random emails just isn't going to work for you. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you why journalists matter and some of the best places to find them. So at the end, you'll know where to go and how to start building your media list. Now, just a few reasons why a journalist are important and why it's important to build that relationship with them. So if you pitch the wrong person, your story will probably get ignored. So reaching the right journalist, and when I say the right journalist, I'm referring to someone that's writing content about your industry. So if you are in finance, reaching out to journalists who write about finance. So this makes your chances of coverage much higher. And then the relevant journalists are more likely to respond. When you target people who are already interested in your subject, they're more likely to notice your email and respond. So that means less wasted effort and you'll be able to build those meaningful connections that you seek. And then building relationships really pay off. Getting on a journalist's radar isn't just about one story. You don't just want to respond to the query and that's the end of the interaction. You want to build that relationship with them. So if you nurture the connection, then future pitches are much likely to land. When you send out a pitch, they'll recognize you and say, "Oh, okay, I've spoken to this expert before. They've really helped me in the past." So the chances of them using your pictures, it's much higher. And then it makes PR much more efficient. So instead of sending hundreds of random emails, you can focus on the people who actually care about your topic. So these are just a few of the reasons why it is essential to you to build that relationship with a journalist. Now, yeah, I'm going to show you a few places where you can actually find these journalists. Now, the first one is X, or formerly Twitter. Now, what you can do is you can use the hashtag journal request, or you can search for a PR request, and this will bring you to all of the different queries posted. Now, in this sense, you aren't looking for a query to respond to, you are only looking for the journalists within your industry. Now, what you can do is go through all of these different posts right here and then check out the journalists as well. It'll have, the publication that they are writing for, and then check out the query as well. This is about well-being tech, so you know exactly, okay, this journalist focuses perhaps on lifestyle. Others might focus on, finance or digital marketing. Then you know exactly who they write for, what they write, and then you can definitely pitch to them. You can definitely reach out, connect with them on social media, and build that relationship with them. So the next one would be featured.com. Now this is a PR platform. It is a paid platform. However, there is a free plan where you can find free pictures or send out free pictures. I think there's only 3 a month. As you can see, I've already used them up for this month. And it's a good way not just to respond to queries, but also to find journalists. Now, I've played around with this morning, and this is what I searched for on here. So find me journalists who cover SEO. And this was the result. I think it took a couple of seconds and then this popped up. Now, as you can see, it does say on unlock here, so upgrade to a business plan. So you have to have a paid plan to get their emails. However, you have their name here as well as the Twitter. So you can definitely reach out to them on social media. And I do think that this is often overlooked, where it's a good place to start social media, reaching out to the journalists, connecting with them there, checking out the articles or content that they've written so that they can see that you are showing a genuine interest in their work in the industry that they are writing for, basically. So now this is a good way to find journalists here. And then another one would be going to the to the publication itself. Now you can check out a Google, and then you can go to the publication that you would like to be featured in. So let's say you want to be in the Metro UK, the Guardian, or the Independent, which we'll use for this example. So let's say you want to be featured in the Independent. You can go to the Contact Us page right here, and then you just have a little read through. You can find emails here so that you can contact the relevant people directly. So right here you can see if you have a story that you think we might be interested to know, and then reach out to the news desk. This is a good way to reach out to the relevant people. So if you aren't reaching out to the journalist itself, you can reach out to the publication. And then the next one would be press directories like Muck, and I think another one would be Cision. So now this is a place where you can find a journalist, but now the thing about this is that for journalists it is free, or it's mostly free. However, if you are a PR professional or an expert and you would like to use the site, then you would have to get a paid plan. And this is a good way to find journalists, like right here. Find the most relevant journalists and content creators, and then automatically monitor the media, target personalized pictures. So it's got a bunch of services here, but it does help you find journalists. So this is a very good platform to use, but keep in mind it is paid, like many other press directories out there. Then we've got another one here, and this is a PR platform like featured.com. So now with this one, you can also, or should I mention, you've also got a bunch of services available to you, like press releases, you've got online newsrooms, media pitching, but it also has a media database. Now, when you click on here, and you scroll down, you can find all of these emails here. So you are able to find a bunch of journalists on here. However, this is a paid PR platform like many others there. So if you have a budget in which you can spend a bit of money on all of these different PR platforms, or maybe not all of them, just find one or two that works for you. It is money well spent because you will be able to connect with a relevant journalist. So yeah, for today, these are just some of the ways or some of the platforms in which you can find different journalists to connect with in 2026.